Hi friends, welcome to the world of Nadi astrology. Today we are going to discuss multiple marriages for women in the female horoscope. And moreover, who cheats? Here the wife cheats the native or the native cheats the wife. We are going to discuss in this class. So here you see in female horoscope, please mute yourself. Okay, so Venus is the female native in female horoscope. Venus is female native in the female horoscope. And Mars is the first husband and Saturn is the second husband. And depending on the planets available, the male planets available in the horoscope connected to Venus, we can confirm the third husband. Who is the third husband? It may be Mercury or Moon or Rahu or Ketu, based on the family, based on the planets, the male planets available in that particular horoscope. But here, sometimes Saturn may be the second husband, sometimes Moon may be the second husband, sometimes Mercury may be the second husband, depending on the availability of male planets connected to Venus. That is, we have to keep in mind. So anyhow, here we are talking about male planets. What are the male planets in female horoscope? Mars is first husband, and Saturn is second husband, and Mercury is the third husband, and Moon is a fourth, or Rahu is a fifth, or Ketu is like that. We can whatever planet. Suppose Rahu is connected or Ketu is connected, we have to check, because only one planet can be connected to Venus. It may be Rahu or Ketu. So Rahu and Ketu connected, or Venus with Venus, we have to check. So anyhow, male planets in female horoscope generally Mars and Rahu. Sun is father, that's why we don't consider. And Jupiter is Guru, Brihaspati. Nowadays, you see some people marry even Guru also, their Guru also. Such instances we have been observing nowadays for a long time. So anyhow, Jupiter is not considered as husband according to our system. So Jupiter is here only Guru. He blesses the native, female native here. But in male horoscope, Jupiter is the native and he will be the husband to his wife in male horoscope. When it comes to female horoscope, Jupiter is only Guru and Mars will be the husband here. Mars will be treated as husband. So Mars is male planet and Rahu is male planet. The remaining are Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Ketu. These are actually unique planets. Moon is female planet actually, but Moon acts here as male in female horoscope. So generally Moon is always female, but only the exemption is Moon when it is conjoined with Mars, Saturn, Mercury or Rahu, Ketu. So it will become male in female horoscope. Even in male horoscope also, when it comes to in between Venus and Jupiter, so Moon and Rahu is connected, then it will be male. Okay, Rahu is male and Moon is here male. So Moon becomes male when it is connected to Rahu in male horoscope or female horoscope. But when it comes to male horoscope, in between Venus and Jupiter, if Moon, Rahu are connected and posited in between Venus and Jupiter, and I will show you an example. Just listen to me carefully with the rapt attention. So Moon is connected to Rahu, it will be male in female horoscope. Okay, in male horoscope I will tell you, and female horoscope I am talking about female horoscope. If Moon is connected to Rahu, Moon becomes male in female horoscope. So anyhow, if Venus is connected to Mars or Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Ketu, Rahu, these are male planets in female horoscope. Unique planets Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Ketu, these are considered to be male when they are connected to Mars and male planets Rahu. then we can consider them as male planets. Right. So here the dictum is here, what I am going to teach you. If Venus has more male planets, if Venus is associated with more male planets, then the female native will get more marriages or more illicit relations. This is you have to understand. So if Venus, Mars, Saturn, if Venus is conjoined with Mars, Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Rahu or Ketu, then the female native will have opportunities to get more marriages. But if Jupiter aspects Venus, this dosha will be warded off. This is the dosha generally since time immemorial. So even in Vedas, even in our Puranas, Itihas, or even in the kingdoms, when there were kingdoms where the Chakravarti, the king only could marry more women, but not any queen except Draupadi in Mahabharata. No queen married more husbands. So we didn't see anywhere. But even in Itihas or any Puranas, a female like a prostitute might be there even in the Puranas also, like Ramba, Urvashi, Manaka. So we cannot say they are prostitutes, but they are Devakanyas, and they generally disturb these Manavas like Vishwamitra or somebody to disturb them. They came to on earth and did certain things. So anyhow, so these are people who have more relations like illicit relations. Definitely Venus will be connected to more male planets. Mars, Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Rahu or Ketu. These are considered to be male planets in female horoscope. Okay. So why I talked about Puranas and all these things? Because in our Indian Hindu system or in our system, we never had a woman, such a woman who had more marriages except Draupadi. At a time, I am talking about at a time. In the olden days also, a woman may become widow, might have become widow, and after you see the evaluation of the man, so women was also allowed. Now she is also allowed to marry after becoming widow or after divorce. So now this is happening. So why women were so sacred, pious, and in the olden days, though they had male planets along with Venus, because Jupiter's drishti, because of Jupiter drishti. If the blessings of, if the aspect of Jupiter is there on Venus, definitely she will be pious and sacred, and she will be the fire, no doubt. So that's why even now also, if we happen to see horoscopes, in particularly in female horoscope, if we happen to see the combinations, like Venus is conjoined with Saturn, Mars, Mercury, so there may be more male planets, but at the same time, if Jupiter aspects, that dosha will be warded up, and she will be pious, and she marries only one marriage. Okay. So why, suppose a woman, she wants to get a government job, definitely Saturn should be connected to Venus, and high position, so, and knowledgeable and high cadre like Mercury is necessary. And if it is related to technical, Mars is connected to Saturn and Venus, then does it mean every government job holder who are in technical field having they are immoral? No, we can't say, because in their horoscope, Jupiter must have aspected Venus. That's why they are pious and they are sacred, no doubt. So that's why Jupiter is not given the portfolio of husband in female horoscope. So why Mars, why the rishis preferred Mars to Jupiter? This is the reason. So any women having more these male planets, definitely she won't get more marriages because of the drishti of Jupiter. If Jupiter aspects Venus, this dosha will be warded off. That's why it is premature to comment that just because Venus is connected to more male planets, it doesn't mean that she is going to get more marriages. You check Jupiter is aspecting Venus or not. If Jupiter aspects, that dosha will be warded off. And nowadays, this is Kalikala. So sometimes you see, as a Jupiter is here Guru. So sometimes some women fallen in love with Guru and having relation with Guru also. So all the combinations, if they have this particularly Moon Rahu combination, not Saturn and Mars and Sun. So only Moon Rahu Jupiter combination is there. There may be chances of such chances, but anyhow, let us stick to only this principle. They are very rare cases. That's why it is not. It doesn't seem nice to comment such things before marriage. So better you say if Jupiter aspects, no dosha. The dosha will be warded up and no affairs, nothing. Maybe one case or one or other may misfire, but Jupiter aspects, nothing problem to women. Women will not have such behavior. So let us see some example. So here Venus is the native, and Venus has Mars in the second house. So Venus is aspecting Mars, and Mars is here connected to Ketu. As we discussed earlier, if Mars is connected to Ketu, then what will happen? The native, the female native will have disputes with her husband, and she may get separated or divorced. So that's why here first husband, so first marriage broken for this woman. And second husband is actually Saturn. I told you, I think you remember. So these exchange of planets or retro planets will work out here. And Saturn is second husband, and Moon is here with Venus. And Moon is also here male planet when it comes to female horoscope. So Saturn is in the house of Moon and Moon is in the house of Saturn. So this is Parivartana Yoga. So that's why Saturn is, of course, it is aspecting, but as I told you, so if two male planets exchange and connected to Venus, then definitely we can predict a second marriage. So Saturn is here with Venus. In exchange with Moon, Saturn comes to its own house. So she got second marriage. But what happened here? Second marriage is also failed because in the second house, Mars and Ketu are enemies with the Saturn. Saturn has enemies when it comes to its own house. Saturn has enemies, Mars and Ketu in the second house. So moreover, Ketu is always a separation. That's why even second marriage also broken. So we can say. In the similar way, you see Mercury is retro here, and so Mercury is aspecting Venus. That's why chances of getting third marriage. So like this, we have to predict multi-marriages. So why first marriage is failed and why second marriage is found, we have to check. Otherwise, when there is second wife, so we cannot predict third wife. So third one will be some living in relationship or something, some illicit relation. That's why we have to check second marriage. If you want to predict second marriage, why first marriage is failed, or first wife died, or first husband died or not, you have to check.
So now third marriage, you're saying Mercury is also aspecting. So then Mars and Ketu are second to Venus. So again, third marriage will also not work out?
Yes.
Because Mars and Ketu are there.
Yes, yes, you are right. So here, let us see. This woman actually, she belonged to Calcutta and divorced 2 times. Let us see how. Venus has Mars in the 9th house. Okay, from Venus, Mars is in the 9th house. That's good. Okay, she got married. But she is divorced because Mars is connected to Ketu. Mars is connected to Ketu. Okay. You may ask, sir, Jupiter is aspecting Mars. So that's why Mars, she is not with first husband, and why she is divorced. Mars is actually, you see, it is debilitated. That is the first thing. And moreover, Venus is here with Parivartana Yoga Jupiter. Jupiter is in the house of, Mercury. Mercury is in the house of Jupiter and Jupiter is in the house of Mercury. So then what will happen? Whenever Jupiter and Mercury are connected, Jupiter will lose its strength. That is what we discussed earlier, right? Whenever Jupiter is connected to Mercury, or Jupiter is aspected by Mercury, or Jupiter and Mercury are exchanged their houses. So already I showed you some other horoscopes also where Jupiter and Mercury are exchanged. If Jupiter and Mercury are exchanged, definitely what happens? The strength of Jupiter will be less. So it will lose its strength. Okay. So that's why it could not save the first marriage, though Jupiter is aspecting Mars, because Jupiter is not there. So moreover, it is connected to Mercury because it is exchanged with Mercury. And now let's come to second marriage. Second marriage planet is Saturn. Actually, Saturn is not connected to Saturn. Venus is not connected to Saturn. So that's why what happens here, though she gets a second marriage, she may get second marriage because first marriage failed, they may go for a second marriage. But second marriage also will fail because Saturn is not aspected by Venus. That is the thing here we have to understand. And moreover, you see, Saturn is in between Papa Katri, 2 enemies. Saturn is here, hammered in between 2 planets, 2 enemy planets. Saturn is enemy with, here Mars and Rahu both are enemies. Actually, Saturn is not enemy to Rahu and only Mars is enemy. Rahu is not enemy. So, actually Mars and Rahu both are Papa Grahas. That's why in Vedic astrology we call it Papa Katri. But here it is not Papa Katri. But here Saturn is hammered in between 2 enemies. Saturn is not enemy to these 2 planets, only 1 planet only. But Rahu and Mars are enemies. Rahu is coming here anti-clockwise and Mars is coming clockwise. So in between 2 enemies, Mars and Rahu both are enemies. So there is Yuddha, there is a fight. So in between Mars and Rahu there is war because they are coming opposite to each other. So in between, which planet is hammered here? So Saturn is hammered here. So as Saturn is hammered in between 2 enemy planets, so Saturn is here, loses its energy. It becomes 0. So that's why, so second marriage also failed. But at the same time, Saturn is not aspected by here Venus. Okay. Though there is Guru Drishti, but as Mercury is there, Mercury and Jupiter are connected. So Jupiter's position is not here, not good. Jupiter position is not good here. Okay, that's why. So even when it goes to third marriage, for example, so that will be also, even you see here the wonder, I will tell you, why first marriage failed. That is because in between Mars and Venus, there is Moon. Moon is actually here female planet, and this Moon is just crossed Rahu. So that's why still it is having the Karakatwas of Rahu. So as it is connected, just crossed. So moon is here, husband's relation with some other woman, other girl before marriage. So husband had bad relations before marriage. That's why she might have come to know that husband was not good. That's why she took divorce with him. Understand? So in between Mars and Venus, Mars is husband and Venus is the native, female native here. This is the female native horoscope. So we can also predict whether the husband has any relations before marriage, any love affairs before marriage. This is not love affair. Moon is not love affair. That is infatuation. That is prostitution. That is illicit relation only. So that's why. So moon is here before Mars and Sun, before Mars and behind Venus. So in between Mars and Venus, in between husband and wife. Husband first touches some women in his life and then he married this woman. Understand? This is the logic. That's why before marriage, she had, the native's husband had illicit relations. So that's why he is not a good person. That's why after having some issues with her husband, she might have taken here divorce. So the reason behind here the divorce is because of these things. And moreover, I will tell you one more thing also. Actually, she wanted to also, she had also love affair. She had also love affair. She wanted to marry somebody here, Venus. But what happened? She could not marry her lover because Mercury is lover. But she could not marry her lover. Why? Because Mercury is exchanged here. So here Jupiter is elders. So elders, I think, disturbed her. So elders did not agree, did not give consent to her love marriage. That's why she was forced to marry another person. Okay. So this girl also had some love affair, but the lover here rejected. The love marriage is rejected by their parents because Jupiter is aspecting. Jupiter is here, elders in the family who counsel, who could counsel, the guide in the family. So somebody might be our guide in the for our grandfather or grandmother or uncle or somebody, some guru. They say, no, you should not marry. This is not good or whatever it may be. Because of their suggestions, because of Jupiter. So she could not marry her lover also. Okay, understand here. Three things we have discussed here. One is first marriage failed because Mars and Ketu connection. And second marriage is here also failed because Venus is not aspecting Saturn, and moreover Saturn is hemmed in between Papakatri and Mars and Rahu, two enemy planets here, not Papakatri and enemy planet, hemmed in between two enemy planets. And the third one is husband had bad relations before marriage, that is one thing. And moreover, she is also not interested in marriage because her love, she wanted to marry somebody, but she couldn't marry because why that happened? The second house here, Mercury, it is exchanged with some other planet. So that planet here, the elders of the family did not give permission to get a marriage with her lover. So that's why. So she was also not satisfaction, marital satisfaction, and anyhow they got some issues. First marriage failed, and second marriage also failed here. She was also frustrated. In a frustrated mood, she married one or two marriages by the advice of parents or elders in the family, but she couldn't adjust with anybody. Okay. Now, got any doubt here? How is the principles here? You cannot predict like this in Vedic astrology. This is the beauty of Nadi. Nadi.
Sir, I have a question, sir. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure. Welcome.
Sir, first of all, sir, I understand the Mars Ketu connection and the Venus thing, so that there's a divorce for the first marriage.
Yes.
And also, I understand the Mercury Jupiter action, so the lady also was having some relations. That is okay. But sir, this Saturn is fourth, placed fourth from the Venus.
It will be not fourth. It is in 10th house.
10th house. Sorry, I'm seeing it in ulta way. So it's like 10th house. So in that case, we know that the aspect we need to consider is your 159, 3711, and 212.
Yes.
So fourth, sir, because then we don't consider. So then how we can, it will click our mind that, I mean to say, how do we understand that then the second marriage will happen? Divorce is okay, we understood. But since Saturn is 10th to Venus, how do we understand that key, this aspect also we need to take?
Okay. So Saturn is any planet generally aspected by Jupiter. Jupiter aspect is there or not, we can check. So based on that also, we can say if Jupiter is aspecting the planets, then marriage will take place. So because here Mars and Saturn both are aspected by Jupiter, though it does not have strength, but the aspect of Jupiter will give marriage, but whether marriage will sustain or not, that is a different question. Okay. Got the point?
So, sir, in a chart, sir, if this kind of divorce promises are there for a lady or for a male,
yes.
Then for the second marriage, what are the things we need to keep in mind? Because in this case, Saturn is 10th to Venus. So usually, sir, we
like
take the
Mars,
aspect
like Mars. So from Venus, like Mars in 4th house, 6th house, 8th house, 10th house, 12th house, how we calculated. Saturn is also second husband. That's why
okay.
You count 4th house,
Understood.
6th house, 8th and 10th and 12th. Then we can say second marriage. And moreover, you can and moreover you can also check the same from Saturn also 7th house Lord, that is Saturn itself, and Saturn is also in between Papakatri, or we can say hammered in between two enemies. Okay, so like that also.
Now I understand, sir. So like March, we are taking Saturn as a fourth place. Okay, fine. Same principle. And so this Mars and Rahu and Moon in connection you said. So Mars will be first facing Saturn. Then from Saturn, it will come to Rahu. Then it will go to Moon and then Venus. So basically, how this Mars is connected to Moon and Rahu, sir, like the one you said, if you can kindly just 1 second, sir, just touch on this.
So you are telling that the second husband also had issues, like love issues or like that?
Yeah, because if Mars is also having, then the second husband will also have an issue.
Yes, definitely. That's why she was separated. Both Mars and Saturn, both are here husbands, having Moon here, Moon. So in between Venus and Mars, and Venus and Saturn, second husband. So here Moon is there. Definitely, these people have such unethical affairs, illegitimate or illicit affairs. That's why she took divorce with them. No doubt.
Okay.
And so, moreover, Venus is connected to many male planets, no? Mercury, Moon, Ketu, and Jupiter's aspect is also not there. So she'll keep getting into relationships.
Yes, and moreover, though Jupiter is aspecting, so Jupiter aspect is not there. That is the first point. And but
Yes.
Jupiter comes to second house, and it will not also aspect. You are right. Very good. Very good. You understood very well. Okay, let's continue where we stopped yesterday, and this is for women. And when we were discussing illicit relations or more marriages or illicit relations also, some yogas are there. I told you, and they are Venus, Mars, Rahu also. There will be affairs. We can say affairs, and elopement also, and affairs. So they may before marriage, the native may elope with his wife or husband, or after marriage also there is a possibility of getting elopement. Okay, such things will take place, and Venus, Mars and Rahu are together. And at the same time, so the native will have issues, definitely illicit affairs with others even after marriage also. Suppose somebody will go and elope with somebody and married, that's fine, okay. But even after their elopement, and the native may have illicit relation with some others also, the same native. Okay, so such things will take place. Venus, Mars and Rahu are together. This is very important rule, which I have evaluated based on Brigu Nadi principles. And okay, if Jupiter and Venus are in Cancer and Jupiter is exchanged with Moon in male horoscope, wife will have illicit relation with another man, and she invites him for her sexual drives when husband goes out of the house. So nowadays you see this type of illicit affairs we can see anywhere, and you might have observed on the TV screens some women come and you see the native, if it is male horoscope, the native will red-handedly catch his wife with somebody on the bed in the house. So such situations we observe, right? On TV news and on newspapers, we happen to hear such incidents, hear about such incidents. So here you see, if wife is cheating the native or not after marriage, suppose only this principle is here, Jupiter and Venus should be together. Jupiter and Venus should be together. I am talking about the wife of the native may have illicit relations with others in many contexts, different combinations. But here the combination is husband will catch wife. Husband will catch wife with somebody on the bed. So ready-handedly he will catch, or he will see. Suppose he is important or he is powerless, he can't